get the series at 2-2, and the Chicago Bulls will line up in this manner: John Paxson and Michael Jordan in the backcourt. Up front, the combination of Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, who had only a 9 for 23 from the field on Friday night, and the center, Bill Cartwright. The coach of the Chicago Bulls, Phil Jackson. For the hometown Philadelphia 76ers, the backcourt of Ricky Green, who's bothered by a knee problem. Hersey Hawkins, who had a terrific game, including the game winner on Friday. Armin Gilliam, Charles Barkley are up front. And the center, Rick Mahorn, who, as Mike mentioned, has had his difficulties with the back problem, has not been able to get into it thus far in the series. And there is the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, Jim Lynam. Now, for more on the physical condition of these two ball clubs, let's go to Ahmad Rashad.
About the injuries on these teams during this time of the year, but I'm going to tell you how the coaches and the players deal with it. It just doesn't exist. There's not a starting player in the NBA that's playing right now that doesn't have an injury of some sort. You simply just must play. The NBA playoffs are a survival of the fittest. Now, I talked to Hersey Hawkins before the game. He said Michael Jordan has tendinitis, and he scored 46 points. Maybe I should have some of that tendinitis. Miles?
All right, Ahmad. And the officials are Jake O'Donnell, Dan Crawford, and Bob Delaney. Game one last Saturday in Chicago. The Bulls walloped the Sixers. The final score, 105-92, did not really tell the story. Game two in Chicago on Monday. The Sixers won it. Should say the Bulls won it in a very physical game, winning by 12, and the Sixers win in game three here at the Spectrum, despite the 46 by Jordan. Michael did miss 3 free throws in the final minutes, and he said he could not push off properly.
Well, it makes a difference in that deep knee bend that he takes. Obviously changes the stroke, and they were critical free throws, as it turns out.
And he says the bad knee prevented him from shooting the jump shot with ease. So in the fourth quarter, he did take the ball to the hole upon occasion. The Bulls controlling the tip. Pippen played by Barkley. And a defense right at the start. And Jordan from long range. Cartwright keeps it alive. Cartwright and Mahorn in a battle. Bulls have tried game in, game out to get Cartwright off early, and they have succeeded recently. It's a tripping foul. No! A traveling violation. Barkley cannot believe it.
As Charles Barkley grabbed the rebound and tried to power dribble out to start the fast break, the one official saw foul, the other official saw some tiny steps take place first, and there they were. It was a good call by the official.
Bulls setting up with their weave. Pippen with the screen jump, and rebounded by Grant. Jordan, yes, the Bulls 2, and the 76ers nothing.
He found his vertical jump again, by the way.
And you notice that Michael appears to be moving gingerly here at the start.
He, in transition that time, going back down the floor on defense, nice and easy running back. Did not go into an all-out sprint.
Mahorn. And he gets off. And that could be a good sign for the 76ers. Not that it is a true barometer, but I get the feeling in observing Rick Mahorn prior to the previous game where he was not in the best of spirits, very playful during the pregame warm-up. And it's a loose ball foul against the Bulls. It'll be 76ers ball. With Rick Mahorn back to his kidding around ways during the pregame warm-up to get the feeling that he might be feeling better as you take a look at Jordan off the follow-through and moving up court in very careful fashion.
Well, Rick Mahorn, not unusual. When you feel good and you think you have a chance to play well, it brings your spirits, your emotions to one point. When you're struggling, it brings you on a downer. You know that.
I face that with you on an everyday basis.
I realize that.
Sixers and Bulls are tied at 2 with 2 minutes gone by. Here's Pippen. And Gilliam on the rebound. Nice feed for Barkley. Chicago 1 for its first 7 from the field. Jordan from downtown, yes. And once again, backpedals in an obvious manner to tell us that he is struggling here in the early going.
Yeah, not willing to push off on that left leg.
Gilliam gets inside, and it's rebounded by Pippen. Last touch by Barkley. It will be 76er ball. The Bulls 5, and the Sixers 4.
Some people might have felt that that ball had gone out of bounds off of Pippen, but what actually took place was a good no call by Jake O'Donnell. Just gave the ball over. Wasn't a foul on Barkley, but give the ball to Chicago. They should have had it.
Cartwright with the head fake. Nice recovery by Mahorn. Barkley beating the Bulls down. He was also looking for a foul. Sixers with a 6-5 lead. Jordan for the open 3. And again, cobbles back down court.
Well, as long as he's going to be standing out there and not putting the ball on the floor, you're not going to have to see any double teaming. They're just basically saying if you're going to make him from out there, we'll watch you for a while.
Reach-in foul called on Jordan. And Hersey Hawkins, who has been nearly automatic at the free throw line, will shoot a pair.
Mahorn has been determined today to come out and be a factor, a contributor in this basketball game. He told us in the locker room before, I got to make something happen. Barkley sprinting out, receives the long lead pass. Jordan from behind gets a little piece, but the score counts.
Hersey Hawkins, 31 for 32 from the line, and this series against the Bulls. Bulls by 1. Hersey Hawkins with only the 10 points in that wipeout in game 1, but he has come on. 30 in game 2. He had a game winner in game 3 along with the 29 points, and he hits 4 of 6 from downtown on Friday. Also blocked. He blocked 4 shots.
You know, we talked a number of times during the season, and a responsibility on Joe Dumars for the Pistons when Isaiah went down, having to lead, having to defend, having to score. Hawkins in a similar situation. They need his scoring, but yet he's got to defend Michael Jordan.
Most unusual pass attempt that went astray. Oh, look at that. Barkley getting away with a palm.
No, a high dribble.
Yes. Right. Jordan questioned it, and off the double team, the kick ball is called.
Barkley loves to lead fast breaks, one of the small forwards in the league that has the ability to do that. And right about here, he loses control. The official said, no, it just went straight up and down, a high dribble. Jordan said, oh, no, he turned it over.
Game tied at 8. Pippen jumping out for the steal, and Jordan leads a 4-on-2. Michael Jordan. 3 out of 5. It counts.
Jordan, who shoots the jumper, leaves a mismatch underneath. Grant jumping against Hawkins underneath. No match right there. Just too much size. Powers it back up and in.
Foul called on Mahorn. And Horace Grant to the line. He has discarded the goggles. He said in our conversation with him last night, he said that Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing in the series against the Knicks were constantly knocking them off on purpose, and he said the Sixers are doing the same. So he has shed them, even though he is nearsighted, but says it doesn't matter.
I read that in the Knicks scouting report to knock the goggles free.
Barkley squaring up for the shot from downtown, and Cartwright getting the good position. Phil Jackson was upset with Horace Grant the other day. Pippen getting inside for the reverse, and the Bulls with a 13-8 lead. Phil wanted Horace Grant to be a bit more physical against the 76ers. Here's Hawkins, and Cartwright rebounds. Phil Jackson, usually a very low-key coach on the sideline. Paxson, and Hawkins gets to it, but he was caught within camera range Friday night screaming at Grant, who walked away from it. Green not able to hit. Green gets it back. Nice feed.